Hello and welcome to Desktop Expert. Today I'm going to review, critique and explain why this Victoria Park Canning level crossing removal is an absolute turkey of a project that should be stopped. Now, as it suggests, it's in Victoria Park in Cannington and they have some level crossings there that they would like to remove. And here's a schematic of what they intend to do. They intend to put the railway up on a big elevated structure to the Mid-Archer Street level crossing, Note Street level crossing, and then also go over Welshpool Road, go under the Leach Highway, come up again onto an elevated structure to cross Hamilton Street, Wharf Road, new stations on the structure, go down again under Gerrard Street and then potentially go over William Street in Beckenham with a new station in Beckenham. Now all that sounds great, but I'm very concerned that this idea has just been stolen from Melbourne, and the reason they did this in Melbourne is so they could keep the railway lines open. Here's some footage of the Dandenong line when it was being reconstructed as an elevated viaduct. We can see the bridge building equipment here, the piers under construction and the railway line functioning pretty much as normal. And the other thing we can see here is that they have to build on both sides in this easement because the easement isn't very wide. Not a problem that we will encounter as we go through Victoria Park. What they're intending to do here, close the railway line for 18 months while they build this, with massive inconvenience to the riding public. Let's go and delve in and have a look what the urban form actually looks like in this area. This initial piece of elevated rail, through this initial segment, I see no problem with it. So if we start here at Mint Street, there's a school there, but we've got some low density residential around here which would be unpopular if we just started bringing the bulldozers in. So the trouble is we've got this massively wide easement here which could easily fit a construction site for this elevated bridge in, especially with modern bridge building techniques where you can actually just build over the top of things with causing very minimal ground disruption. And as we can see, this easement stays very wide and we can go from there all the way up to Welshpool. Now part of the plan is to get rid of Welshpool Station, which I have trouble comprehending. Oat Street Station will be moved slightly closer that side, and there is a potential that the Queen's Park Station could move slightly this way. 2.1 kilometres of elevated structure that could be built with absolutely minimal disruption to the railway line. The railway line could function as normal as this is built because the easement is so incredibly wide. The good thing with putting this on a viaduct is that these streets that are not connected now could be connected. Dane Street and this one, Somerset and Mercury, they could be connected. So that would be a benefit, more connectivity between those two suburbs. Now, where this elevated track really doesn't make sense is when we get down towards Cannington. So here, on the Hamilton Street side, it looks to me as if the Transport Department has already acquired the land either side of this, so a bridge could be installed here. As we can see, we've got a lot of land that looks ready and available. It actually goes quite a bit further back. Nothing there. I'd say the land has already been acquired for this purpose. And we could just go over both of these streets and the railway, and that could be done in a weekend. Bridges are built here and they're just moved straight into position with self-propelled modular units straight in. Minimal disruption. Now the other level crossing that is being done here is this one on Wharf Road, quite a busy road, but as you can see, same thing, We've got all the land around the level crossing has already been acquired. So we could just do the same with SPMTs, just build a bridge here somewhere, slide it in on the weekend, and then connect up all the roads to it later with minimal disruption to the travelling public. Now the next one, William Street. Now as you can see from here, all we have along here is car parks, vacant land. On this side all we have is a petrol station. So nothing that's anyone's got any significant emotional attachment to, and we could just start ramping up from about this roundabout and touch down probably here. Maybe we could go a little bit further. So again, another project where the bridge could be built here and just slid straight into position, close the railway for a weekend. So yes, removing level crossings, a great idea, but closing the railway line for 18 months, that's just adding unnecessary pain and basically harming the thing that we are trying to encourage people to use. I'm just really concerned that when you shut a piece of infrastructure like this down for 18 months, there's thousands of people that use this line every day. They are just going to become more car dependent. Another concern I have is that these major level crossings in the Maddington area are not being dealt with. Now these are quite industrial, so a lot of trucks going over, and they're quite close to major intersections, so these ones are actually probably more dangerous than the ones in Cannington and Victoria Park. So a lot of people are going to be inconvenienced by this project, and I'd say the benefits will flow disproportionately to car users in these neighbourhoods. So I'd really like to see this project done, but the level of disruption that it will cause is totally unacceptable. Now one other option for completing this project is that very soon we're going to have this railway going here from Cockburn Central all the way to Beckenham, and very soon this airport railway will be open to here somewhere in Forestfield. If we want to provide this piece here that will be eventually opened, why not open that first, and then all the riders coming from this way will be able to still access the city via the airport, and you're going to minimise the disruption. And the money you'll save will probably go some way towards paying for this Kenwick to Forestfield part, which is already in an existing railway easement. So that's my thoughts on the project. Please join our Facebook group, which is Stop the Armadale Line Closure, and let's see if we can put some pressure on to stop this project from happening in its currently proposed form.